You've got sort of the logistical piece of it, right? It's expected to be, frankly, faster. It's not going to be long and drawn out. That, at least, is the expectation from a lot of the Democrats and Republicans that we've been talking to. It'll be much more condensed, partly because Democrats are conscious that they still have President Biden's agenda to deal with in the Senate. So they don't want to spend all of their time and weeks wrapped up in this trial. You can also, look around. It's different personnel, specifically the person presiding. No longer, of course, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Instead, it'll be Senator Pat Leahy. And you also have a bit of a different dynamic in this instance. When you talk to folks on both sides of the aisle, here's the thing that you hear. From Democrats, you hear accountability, right? They want to try to hold former President Trump accountable for what they see as his incitement of the insurrection on January 6th. On Republican side, you often will hear the word, partisan show, which I guess is two words, but the idea that it is clear that some 45 Republican senators, the de facto jurors in this instance, do not think it's actually constitutional to try to convict somebody who is no longer in office, a president who has now left office. So to them, the outcome seems fairly preordained. And I'll tell you one other difference. You're going to see a much smaller defense team for Donald Trump. Last time he had something like 10 attorneys that were out there defending him. You remember we saw Pam Bondi, we saw Alan Dershowitz, others, in addition to Pat Cipollone and Jay Sekulow. This time, it's really just going to be probably 3 attorneys. 2 of them we know, David Schoen, Bruce Castor, and then one, my colleagues at NBC News report, it's going to be another lawyer, a third lawyer who will be presenting arguments, Shep.
All right. So CBS News just released a clip from President Biden's interview with Norah O'Donnell. It's that annual interview that whatever network's hosting the Super Bowl, they get an interview with the president. Right. Well, they asked about whether the former president should get intelligence briefings. And let's play and get your reaction. Here we go.
Should former President Trump still receive intelligence briefings?
I think not.
What's your worst fear if he continues to get these intelligence briefings?
I'd rather not speculate out loud. I just think that there is no need for him to have that intelligence briefing. What value is giving him an intelligence briefing? What impact does he have at all, other than the fact he might slip and say something?
Hallie, I've never heard anything like that, ever.
Whew. Totally newsworthy, Shep. It really is. And that is partly because of the reason that President Biden gave in that interview. He told Norah O'Donnell it's because of Donald Trump's erratic behavior unrelated to the insurrection, right? Separately. The piece of this is, former presidents typically get this is a tradition, as kind of a convention. It's happened time and time again in the past that they have the option to be able to receive these intelligence briefings. What you started to hear toward the end of the former president's term, and even since the inauguration, have been top intelligence officials who are raising the very same concerns that you heard reflected from President Biden. Some of them, members of Congress like Adam Schiff, for example, who, of course, is on the Intelligence Committee, saying that he didn't think that should be done. Sue Gordon, though, served under Donald Trump, right? She was part of the DNI, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, under the Trump administration. Even she says that she did not think that was a good idea. Clearly, President Biden is making the calculation that the benefit of continuing on with this tradition is outweighed by the risk that Donald Trump could let slip a really important state secret, Shep.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.